Hey guys, this is Juan here with Next Connection, and we've done it. We've done something that you guys have been asking me to do for a long time, and we was able to actually have our very first sit-down interview with none other than co-founder David Lee of the Next Playground system. Let me tell you, we had a really good time talking about everything from his past to what's going on with the playground to the future of the system. I even pulled some questions that I've been seeing in the community in the Facebook group. And so a lot of questions that have been coming up, there's a really good chance that those questions were answered in the interview today. And so if this is something that you're interested in, if you really like this content, please subscribe to the YouTube channel so that we can help the Next Playground to spread the word about this amazing system and how it's going to help bring families together. And so I can't do this alone. I need everyone here in the community to help. So if you like this, please subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, leave comments below. If there's other questions, things that you would like for me to cover about this system with other people that work in the Next Playground team, please let me know. It'd be an honor to be a voice for you guys. I have 3 kids, and we bought the system a little almost a year ago now, and they have fallen in love with it. It's been a really big blessing to myself and my family, bringing us together to play games and just having a really good time together. And we know that over time, the Next Playground is only going to grow as a system. The game catalog is going to grow. The family, the community on the Facebook group is going to grow. And then in popularity, it's also going to grow. I wouldn't see why the Next Playground system wouldn't be able to rival companies like Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft in the gaming world. There's always room for another innovative player. And so without further ado, here's the interview with David Lee. Hi, Josie.
Nice to meet you.
She wanted to ask a question later on, if that's okay.
100%. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Hold on one second. I'm just going to pull up.
Yeah, I see my daughters now. They're playing badminton.
Badminton. Look, see, they're playing. It's like tennis in the air.
Yeah, in the air, right? Tennis without the ball, just in the ground. That's badminton. Yeah, I'm in a badminton court now, and this is my daughter's weekend activities. So I'm waiting for her. That's why I have some couple hours of free time when I'm waiting for her to get off class.
Oh, wow. Well, so I guess we're both family men, huh?
Well, yes, we are father first. That's
Yes,
very
sir.
important.
All right. And I think I have what I need. Thank you so much for joining us here at Next Connection. And we're just a really small YouTube channel, and you're actually the first, founder, co-founder that has ever done an interview with us. And so I just want to really thank you for that. Thank you for giving us that opportunity. Let you know, our family, we really love the Next Playground system. And, just the fact that it's been able to give our family so much more time together has been awesome. And so now we wanted to get to know you a little bit more. And so tell us about yourself. Tell us about your background. What inspired you to co-found the Next Playground, and how did any of maybe your previous ventures shape your approach to this project?
100%. First of all, I want to say thank you to you too, Juan. It's important to Next to have somebody like you in our journey. It's very important. And Next is a very small company, so any consumer love and anyone coming in and help us spread the word help us a lot. So very thank you for what you're doing here. All right, so give you a little bit more of my background. So I am so Next is my second startup. I sold my first one to Apple. The one that the first startup I did is I did it first out of college. So we built web apps. We wrote an online spreadsheets that is like Excel but online. Let people work together. So bringing people together to work together was the thing that in my previous life. And after I joined Apple, then I lead the team that built the. I work for iCloud web apps and also collaboration feature sets. Bringing people together in work was like a thing that is the focus in the past. But after I left Apple, I'm gonna do something totally different. I left Apple 2017, and the first app that we have done is a basketball training app. So using the phone and phone camera, and you can track a basketball workout and you can count your mix and this. Yeah, I am a big basketball fan. I like playing basketball. I like running with fans. I'm a very short guy. I'm 5'5".
I'm
But
not
I
much
just love the
taller
game.
than you, and I know a lot of kids, even right now that I work with at the school that I teach in. Yeah, an app like that would be cool for them to be able to,
Yep, it's still
with
there.
games and things. Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's still there. HomeCourt today is still tracking over a million dribbles a day and over 150,000 shots a day. So it's
Wow.
still an app that is going and have its own community. But then what leads us to Next Playground is that HomeCourt itself also have some training games in it. And in the pandemic, those training games went viral.
Mm,
So many people love it. Download an app to play it, even though it's a very small screen. So we know that's not the best experience. So after a few steps later, that's how we start Next Playground, because we think, hey, the best experience is actually take the experience to the TV, the biggest screen in the home,
yeah.
and create something that can bring family together. So we're deeply inspired by the customer of our first product, home court, and then second one is Active Arcade. Active Arcade is also on Playground. So the first app after home court is Active Arcade, and you can see in Active Arcade it's more like the OG app. There's a lot of
Mm,
like really rough edges, but you can see, oh wow, this is how it inspired a lot of other things later. So yeah, man, Active Arcade have been shipped with Playground as well, and we want to bring home court onto Playground. So it's one of the next step, because we just, hey, if there's something that can help kids gain more confidence in sports and handling a ball, I think we have a huge win for the families.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing, right? The kids are so involved these days in, um, their phones and their screens, and they're not being as active as they used to. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, we'd be outside until the street lights came on, and
Mm-hmm.
we're just not having that. And so to be able to combine the two that way, I know Microsoft tried to do that. Nintendo was fairly successful with the Wii system, but Nex has definitely taken that to the next level. So, um, what would you say really makes Next Playground unique compared to maybe any other motion-based games systems out in the market? I know there's the thing usually you go to like museums and hospitals and they have like this projector type game, and I
Mm-hmm.
know the Xbox Connect is still floating out there sometimes, and I know VR is starting to come in and things like that. So, what makes Next so unique?
Great, is a great question. So we are not the first company to do motion gaming. We started that and it's really successful. Like we sold over 100 million units in their existence, and we use sensors. So at that time, remember that like the sensors, accelerometer, gyroscope, go into the remote, and once you move it, and actually have the 6-degree motion tracking with the remote. So that's like holding sensors. And it's one technology that has been built by the Wii, and office also go into your phone as well, so the phone can also know that the phone is actually moving. And then it's the Kinect. Kinect use a pretty complicated camera system to understand, oh, there's somebody in front of it, because they use a depth camera. A depth camera is more like a human eye. So normally start with having like two camera. The first skin actually had two camera. Basically use these two camera to look at, and when you have two camera, you have some depth perspective by looking at the pixel, how the pixel move in front of it.
So does the
Um,
Next actually have two cameras in it, or is it just
no,
one?
Next has one. So let me finish
Wow.
the how the Kinect evolve as well. So then Kinect moved to what they call a time of flight sensor. The time of flight sensor actually is projecting a grid of invisible lights, onto it, and then use a camera basically to look at those lights and how they come back, and then basically use that to detect the depth. It's still like a better way to detect depth from the object in front of it. And interestingly, that technology is also going to the iPhone as well, which is your front-facing camera also have a time of flight sensors to basically now do your detect your face and do all the fancy stuff related to that. The next generation technology that is on Next Playground is AI. So how AI works here, let me introduce Josie as well in some kids language. So camera take pictures, right? And what a video is a series of pictures. Very, in 1 second, it takes like 30 of them. And then when they like, show it to you, just like how you flip that book, and then you say, oh wow, that's moving. How Next do the motion detection is for every of these picture, we use AI to understand what's in that picture and see, oh, there's a person in it. And the AI know there's a face, there's a hand, and there's a leg. And we do it for every single pictures that the camera takes. And with that we know, oh, there's a person here, that's how the person moves. We sometimes also can track multiple people at the same time, because in one picture, we actually look at and find all the people that's on it. So basically, that's how it works. It's an evolution of the technology from sensors to, our complicated sensor base, depth camera base, to now AI. What is different is that AI is actually making it very flexible. So we don't need the complicated sensors. We only need one single RGB camera, and connecting to basically a chip, and what we call a system on a chip, capable to understand the pictures. So that's basically how we do it. The differentiation that we have is that we don't need to hold anything. We don't need a complicated system. We have a simple, small system that can understand and track multiple people at the same time. It's a lot simpler compared with other things. If you look into the more modern things, which is like the VR glass, so that we would say this is more like isolating. When you put on your VR glass, you got teleport into another world, and how about the other people that sitting right next to you? So
Yeah.
what we want to create is something that is track your motion, keep this active, but also bring the family together. So this
Yeah.
is how Nex differentiates.
And so with the system being AI driven, I know there's like this big thing right now with all these AI companies struggling to get chips and trying to get the latest chips. And so how does the actual system on chip work as far as it compares to, ChatGPT and these other chips? How future proof is that chip in compared to current technology?
So so first of all, the first chip that is capable to run real time, what we call post estimation and post tracking, is in Apple's A12 Bionic.
Okay.
A12 Bionic is a chip that is on the latest iPhone in 2018, the iPhone XS. So
Yeah.
that is basically what make things possible, in the first time. And then obviously Apple is leading the crowd, and over the years, that flagship chip that Apple have becoming the technology itself becoming available like in a lot more places. So what we are using now is the highest end chip of AM Logic. AM Logic is the global leader in set-top box chipset manufacturing. So we're using that chip to understand motion. The ChatGPT or generative AI is different. Like first of all, no ChatGPT at the moment or model in that complexity can be run locally. So you need to kind of connect to a cloud, and that's how NVIDIA become the biggest company in the world, because everybody need to do that in the server side, and then that basically buying up a lot of NVIDIA chipset. But that is basically a chipset can capable to run a huge model in the cloud, and you are talking to the cloud for those services. We Next Playground is a device designed for families. We want it to be fully private and secure. So everything is not connected. So Next Playground actually work completely offline because we actually can run the AI right in the box itself. We are not depending on a cloud. We're not sending video anywhere. All the video captured by the camera is actually processed locally on device. So looking at like how future proof it is, we are keep improving the model. The model, of course, as I mentioned, is relatively small that can run on the playground, and we keep training with more data to kind of make it better and better and better. And we don't see that on this particular use cases that we would not be able to kind of run it on the current chip. Motion check. Obviously, there's more we can do 100%, but I don't see that the next playground I think would be able to kind of capture motion and having those improvements for years to come.
Okay, I mean that's amazing, and I can attest that the offline works flawlessly. We recently took vacation with our family, and we just packed up the Nex and we took it with us, and to be able to sit in a hotel, and what ended up happening was it was actually raining. Instead of being able to go out to the beach, it was raining, so we're kind of stuck inside on vacation. But to be able to have that Nex and the hotel we were at, they had Wi-Fi, but it really wasn't that good. Too many people were connected to it. So to be able to play that game offline, I mean, it was a game changer. It saved the day, right? The kids were still able to get active and play around. And so, can you share, we've been watching and you guys have been working at a really fast pace with these games that you guys are coming out. And I know I've made videos, if you're watching, if you haven't seen my videos, made some videos. You guys got some new games coming out with Barbie and Ninja Turtles and things like that. And so can you share a little bit more about how does Nex approach your partnership with the bigger brands like Hasbro, and how do these collaborations kind of come about?
Yeah, it's great that keep me an opportunity to share like our journey with our partners. So it's hard in the beginning because like, oh, who is next? Right?
Yeah.
Why I need to work with you? And so many people go to these companies can ask for, hey, can I get this IP and put it in the system? And the first thing is like, I would working with this company like do any harm because we are not any big company to speak with, right? The we are very small, and but what it happens is that Hasbro see the potential of what we are doing, and agree to license Peppa Pig to us first. So Peppa Pig is the first IP that come onto the platform.
Peppa Pig. And I know
Yeah,
Josie.
Peppa
Josie
Pig.
likes the Peppa Pig game, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did a good job on that game. And Peppa Pig, the game actually is on iPad first, and Apple say, hey, this is the app of the day. And then gaining the trust of Hasbro um, uh, make a big difference. So when Hasbro is here and say, hey, this company is doing good work, doing no harm, and then our second one is easier. The second one that come on the platform is Sesame Street. So Sesame Street have a very high bar of how they think about the games. They're great people, really thoughtful about their target audience, and been guiding the development of the game with a very consistent philosophy. And we ship those games, and those games also really well loved by our community as well. Um, and then would be like, okay, well, you did a few great things, and the rest would like, hey, we all now want to work with Nex because the Nex has proved that we do great work. We have a great team, and we are also good guardians of the brands. And after we prove a few points, and then more brands come on board, and now we have a very exciting lineup of new brands really coming onto our platform in the next 2 to 3 years and
And
more,
so,
honestly, if we can keep
yeah,
going.
yeah, absolutely. And so, with your team, you were just mentioning your team. How big is the Next Playground team?
We have a little more than 60 people today.
You said
Um,
16,
60, 60.
60, 60. Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
60.
that's such a small team. So you guys are really running efficient there at Next. And I think, AI definitely opened the door for that to even be possible. Um, I know you were talking about the future. So what do you see for Next Playground in the next 5 years? Or are there any new developments coming up? Any new features that could be coming down the pipeline with the Next?
So we have a lot of games that we want to ship. We will be going more heavy on sports. Sports resonate with our customers a lot. We would be so kind of thing. We always think from our customer perspective. Next is serving families with younger kids. So we want to do a lot of things so the younger kids would enjoy. We also want to kind of create something that the parents can have as well. So that's why we go into fitness. That's why we go into sports, and we also want to kind of bring in the grandparents as well. So we are doing actually more multiplayer games, more like the family game night games, to bring the family together. So we are really focusing on serving them. And in 2025, one of the things that we got frequently requested is online play. And we want to do online play safely, securely, and privately. Um, so this is like something that dear to my heart because I want to create something that my mom can play with my daughter. My mom lives in Hong Kong. My daughter also lives with me in Cupertino. So I want to create something that they would play together. That was saying to my heart. So to sum it up, more kids educational games, more family game nights games, a lot of sports games that would available for like everybody, and more fitness games for the adults would be the
Yeah,
focus, and
I
online
know.
play that bring them together.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that I've noticed as well when we were doing the game reviews, the having that online feature, and we're really thankful that you guys are really focusing on the privacy aspect of it, and I think I think it's awesome. When it comes to the upgradability of the Next, because I think it's been out for what, about a year now, or almost a year.
Mhm.
Um, will you guys be shipping out in the future, I guess, new Next with updated computers in them, or is it something that you'll just upgrade them as you go, kind of like how Tesla doesn't have model years; they just kind of upgrade as they go?
I think we would think of it more um, about how we can serve our customers really, really well. And and typical gaming hardware have a very long life cycle. So you don't expect, oh, my gaming, oh wow, it is obsolete in the next year. I think we want to serve our customer for years to come. And obviously, we also have a very simple model as well. So you can see that we keep updating the OS. We keep adding new features to the OS. We keep updating games, and we would love to, serve the family for many years to come. At some point, in the future, I think we would expect, hey, there will be a next two coming, but I don't see it. I don't well, anyway, I don't have any plan yet. We talk
Yeah,
about it
there is
internally,
no Next to
but
everybody watching. There is
that
no Next to.
yeah, yeah, there's no next two yet. I think we would want to support the current generation of Next for many years. That's in our heart because we want to be able to form that deep relationship with our customers. Um, and yeah, this is how we think about it. I think we're still pushing the boundary of what we can do with the software or the same hardware. Um, um, and how itself can also connect to accessories as well. So because it's Bluetooth enabled, then there might be some new thing that we come up with that would Bluetooth connected and adding new capabilities to the platform as well. Because we are serving family with younger kids, then we kind of would be. I can imagine that we get some really good toy integration or musical instrument integrations that could become really fun. Um, and in overall, we want to create something that is not just pure digital, but we can bring some games into the physical world as well, like dribbling a basketball or like playing with a guitar, and how we can bring some of those experiences onto playground, and really helping with like just like the whole person development. So like not just say because like there's other people get serving just on iPad or on the game control use cases. I think we can have our room to innovate, or ceiling is very high.
Okay, so do thinking about that, are there any, I guess, ancillary products that you could see maybe coming out for the next, like Nintendo Switch has like a steering wheel that you hook the Joy-Con up to, or different things like that that would, either add to the experience or maybe make the motion tracking a little bit more accurate, or different things like that?
So we keep thinking about it. The one thing that our difference with Nintendo actually they can put the sensors onto whatever you're holding. We do not, right? We just this your body is where we're tracking. So what we can do is I think we can push like fall into that, and we also have because using computer vision, not just we can track person, we can also track objects. So one of the things that we have actually shared in the community is that we can track a basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And so wouldn't it be fun if Next can do more in indoor sports? That is like dribbling a basketball at home. If it's a real basketball, it's actually very noisy. So we are thinking, how we can have like work with a silent basketball, and how the career experience so that like kids learning to dribble a basketball and have some advancement of their basketball handle at home. That would be really really fun. So we are building something like that at the moment, because of our object tracking capabilities. We can actually work with any basketball.
What
So that's
about
how we think about it.
what about because what if you had something that had like the same camera setup, but maybe just like a camera you could put in, I guess, different angles in the room. And I guess, the cameras would basically be talking to each other. And that would help you, to see if a kid's dribbling a ball, right? Did they actually get the ball between their leg and onto the other side? Things like that. What are your thoughts on that?
So there's a few things there. First, the current camera on Next Playground is very wide angle. So actually, we
Okay.
can see majority of living room. So the angle of the camera is at 176 degree. So you actually don't really need another camera to kind of see from the angle. Second is for the camera um, to have a great detection or low latency. So for the camera to detect object with low latency, we also really care about how the camera is actually connected to the chip. So that connection actually is very fast. So if you have an external camera, meaning that like that connection with the camera may not be that fast, and it will add to the latency of the detection, which we don't like that.
Okay.
So we will think about like what exactly will be the use case of another camera and what exactly that camera do. And then we're still open to okay, what exactly would that be? But it's all driven by use cases, all driven by what we're trying to build, the games. And if the game like call for some new hardware to be created, we'll go create the hardware. But as I mentioned, that we sometimes may not even need to create a hardware because we can also train the model to recognize objects as well.
Man, yeah, absolutely. It sounds like you guys are thinking about everything over there. And so, if you don't mind, you have a how was the decision made to be on Facebook? You guys have a really big, active community of people, and um, you don't really see very many CEOs or co-founders, if any, having the level of engagement that you guys have with your customer base. So my first question is, how did that come about? And is that something that, will continue on into the future? because that's probably the biggest compliments that when I'm reading the thread, they're just like, man, these people are just so open. They're answering questions, and you tag your team and just say, hey, handle this problem, and it gets done quickly. And so for a 60-person team, and not everybody handles customer service issues. What's your philosophy around customer service, customer engagement? And I noticed, I don't think you guys have a phone number where we call you directly. So I think you guys just do everything online.
Yep. So I'm extremely thankful for the Facebook community. I think before doing this, I'm not even a frequent Facebook user. um, and this is basically that the most time I spend on Facebook like ever. But I think it kind of how we think about this is that we did not expect this come out this so well, and we are building deep relationship with the customers. Like we feel like we are friends. We feel like we care about each other. Um, and and it's hugely valuable to Next. Um, what we want, what we are really proud of, that we deeply care about like our customers and solving real problems. um it's not like that, hey, we have a product, we sell a product, and this is a product. It's more like, hey, we want to solve real customer problem, and that deep relationship we build with each other on Facebook group help us get there.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes something that is a culture that Next would like to build, um, and how we keep the communication open, because like in a startup we go through tough decisions all the time, and be able to at least communicate and have an open communication um, with our community about those decisions is hugely valuable. And I would hope that all of customers will be there, but obviously not everybody use Facebook. Um, so we see where we can reach out to them in other channels as well. But I think Facebook is one of not the one, is the most um, interactive community that we have at this moment for Next.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And so, with that being said, I've been just kind of browsing through that thread and just wanting to pull up some of the most questions that I'm just seeing a lot of. So if you don't mind, do you mind we take some time and just kind of see where your head is at with some of these questions?
Sure.
All right. So one of the first questions that they're asking about is discounts, right? I recently made a post about discounts. Like, man, we just need to support these guys. They're doing great work, and that post went viral on the group chat and everything. And I still agree with that. But Black Friday's coming out, and I think you guys mentioned something about Black Friday. So would you mind just letting everybody know what's going on with Next and Black Friday?
Yep. So we're going to have a Black Friday discount of 20% off of the Next Playground hardware. So it will be priced at 159 on Amazon, Target, Walmart, Best Buy. So this is like a really good question. I do want to kind of explain myself as well. There, I actually wrote a pretty long post about like why we're doing this. Um, and I think the first thing would be that um, we we create great product, um, but we also need to get the word out, right? That's why we also kind of need to kind of spend on marketing, so that people know that it's such a product exists and consider like buying the product. And the marketing budget that we spend on that it's just small. It needed to be substantial in order to kind of reach the American consumers. Um, so when Black Friday comes and we have our retail partner come to us and say, hey, we are doing a big push like to reach out to a lot of people. And that big push is really to align with their promise to American consumers to find great deals for them. and this like what retailers like think about and how I can help our customers save money. And that process involved, hey, I'm going to promote your deal. I am going to even fund part of the deal, so that they can fulfill their promise. And it's compelling. So the question is that, hey, instead of we spending money to reach out to the customers ourselves, we can also, leverage our retail partners' distributions or reach to then like ride on their promotion train, but to ride on those train that we also need to deliver our retail partners, promise to their customers. And a deal that is 10% off doesn't cut that to be right on that train. So we make our pretty hard decisions to get on that train to reach more people and pass on the savings to some new customers that we're gonna have. Certainly, it's a very unique opportunity, right? Because they say, hey, you save on your promotion and pass along those savings. We give you promotion, we fund part of the deal. So there's very unique opportunities that we have here on Black Friday because just that the retailer just have a constant yearly motion to reach a lot of consumers, and making the price more affordable also help us reach more people as well. So that's how we make the decisions to and I like the hard time that I have had is always that, hey, somebody who supported us paid the most, for the product, and always have a hard time that, oh, they don't have the best deal. But honestly, kind of thinking from the perspective of that, we also build an ecosystem. The more custom that we have, obviously our earlier supporters also can see this as well. So they're very supportive of the deal that, hey, with more people here, everybody would just get a better experiences by having more games. And that's the how we think about this, how this could be a win-win-win-win situation. New customer win, retailers win, next win, existing customer win. So it's kind of how we think about this. And we certainly what we need to work with is some recent buyers who just bought it. You don't feel like the existing customers yet, and obviously miss the deal, and there's some bad taste left in their mouth. And we want to do the right thing for them. We just do.
So the other question that customers have been asking about is the business model of the company. You guys are subscription based with the games, and I've in the post that I put on the thread, I said, guys, the average game is about $20 a game, for any of the other major platforms. And with the Nex, the play pass is $89 and includes unlimited gaming. What's your thought process behind going subscription based versus a la carte? And maybe is there any future plans to have like maybe a Next Playground app store where you could kind of pick and choose games? And then the last part is some customers on the thread have been kind of weary about getting the play pass because they're afraid that we're starting at a really good value right now, but then over time it's going to be $150 a year, and they may feel like that value is going to be lost. So what's Next Playground's thought process on the play pass, and how you go about pricing games and things like that? And I know as far as the future, if you want to have more partnerships with brands, like Hasbro and others, you're going to need the money for it, right? To license those deals. And so how do you balance that? And what's Next Playground's future as far as the business model, the subscription model, things like that?
Well, this is a great question. So I can share where my head is at now. Certainly, there could be new information, things can come later, but I just want to be completely open and honest about like how we think about like, our business model. First thing first is that we serve families. We serve families with young kids. And And young kids would want a lot of things, would always want new things, or kind of want to have like, and we don't want that conversation become a constant nudge that also would buy games to not buy this game. We want it to be, hey, we just pay one time price and we take care of family. And this is the relationship we want to have with the parents. We don't want, hey, can I do this? Can I get that? Like, well, when we able to kind of curate the content, we were able to kind of have really built for the custom that we are serving, we will constantly have some new innovations as well. So that's how we like the subscription model or like the pay pass model. It's not exactly subscription because I would see this as that you pay once, and if we do well for you in a year, and then we earn another year, right? And that's kind of the fair trade is that, oh, people worry about, oh, I would forgot to cancel because, and actually Next would remind you when you're up for renewal and you want to kind of keep going or cancel, right? We would remind you on that. So it's more like we like the model because we
Totally.
only kind of charge you one price and we want to serve you for a whole year. And if you like what we do, and we hope to earn you as a customer for another year. And that avoid us being have, hey, the kids come in and have great attention with the parents. Oh, I want this game, can I buy this game and not buy this game? And like I think a lot of other gaming platform actually have this like nickel and dime thing that just like great complex. Like having kids and families already a lot of decisions to make on a daily basis already. We don't want to introduce even more headache to our customers. And this is where our heart is as well. And changing to individual purchase decisions or even IAP would completely change the relationship we have with our customers. Completely change because the game did think about, okay, how I can get more people kind of buying this game, and how this game can have more IAP so they can again earn enough money to justify the production budget. And all of this can go away when we have a simple model that allow us also can innovate as well. So we can try new things and just ship it to the customer. If they like it, we build more. So that conversation become a lot more aligned interest so that we know that then the developer don't need to think about, I was in mobile gaming before. We create like motion mobile games, and put it on App Store and Steam and all that. The one thing that's like, wow, we spend so much time that we can basically innovate for our customer, creating better experiences. Those time are spent on figure out the business model. All those time are basically wasted. Wasted. I don't want to waste any of those time. We don't want, hey, the game studio don't need to think about business model. We have one simple business model for the customer, and we think about how we do really great thing for our customers. And that alignment can only appear when we have alignment with our customers. Well, hey, this will be a subscription. We hope to earn you to be here for another year, and we do great thing for you, so that we can earn you to be a customer for next year. So that huge alignment there, great, and we move all these, how we can make money in the game, becoming a simple conversation of how we do great thing for the customers. That's how we think about the subscription model and why we like it.
That's amazing. The fact that you guys are actually thinking that way, putting your customers first. I remember one time I gave my daughter a tablet, and she was playing some games, and out of nowhere, Google sending me emails. Oh, thank you for your purchase of coins and rubies and gems and all these instant purchases inside game, and like you said, it's a headache. It's absolutely a headache. And so when it comes to innovation, and obviously, your team is working hard making new games. Right now, the current price of the Play Pass is $89 for the year. That's definitely the best value. Do you see that price point changing anytime soon?
We don't have any plan at the moment. So we can stick to this pricing. I would not say make future promise that the price would never increase. But when the time comes, I would also seriously consider to keep the price consistent for existing customers as well. So I just want to make sure that we deeply care about customers, and if we can afford to not raise price, we would not want to. And And one way to do that is to have a lot more customers, um, so that we would not be under pressure to do that. Um, and I think look into the history of Netflix. I think while over a long time, yes, it does raise prices, but the amount of content, the quality of production also improve as well. Um, and and I think that might be possible in the future, that price may be raised, but and I think to just want kind of to be open about, like, we always put our customer first and always want to make sure that we do the right thing by our customers. It's still very early stage. I don't think that we have any plan to raise price anytime soon. So that's where we are at.
And so I also know it's possible that you can use one play pass with more than one system. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
How
Yep.
does that actually work for the customer?
So at the moment that you would having an account tied to the in the latest, I think after KOS 1.5.5, when you activate the system, you actually will be creating an account. And once the subscription activated, the account will have that subscription, and you can actually log into two devices with the same account in the same household. So you can actually have, like, okay, your when we talk about household, we also kind of lean in as well. Hey, if you have a family in a location, then you can share that subscription with your family members.
Is there a device limit?
Yes, two.
You said two?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's stick to that.
Because this Christmas I'm definitely planning on getting some systems for some people that I know and I love. And so that's definitely a question
Thank
that
you so
they've
much.
had. Let me ask you this. What's your favorite Next Playground game to play and why?
It keeps changing over time. Is really the game that my daughter loved the most, because she would invite me to play with her. Um, for a long time, it's been Starry.
Yeah.
And I still love playing that game with my older daughter as well. It's just one of the things that how we connect and be able to compete with each other. She's very competitive. She's still playing badminton downstairs now. Yeah,
Mm, yeah.
so I'm waiting for her to get out of the class. But
Another question.
to answer your original question, Starry has been a
Yeah.
long time, and then Studio Hats, um, and I'm really looking forward to Sesame Street Rover, um,
Dance party.
Groove and Move, Groove
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Move. I really looking forward to that. So one thing is um, my younger daughter is a little more introvert. But when I played with her on that game, and she would dance with me, and I never seen my daughter move like that. So that was so fun. So I'm really looking forward to that game. And obviously, and I have been like play testing that game for a while, and I that is become one of my core memory. That the moment I dance with her, and then I get to see the video afterward,
So
is
in
amazing.
that game, are two people able to dance with each other and the game recognizes that? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So this is an
Oh,
upcoming game to be launched. So we have two dancing games shipping for Christmas. One is with Barbie, and that is like amazing. The Sesame Street Move and Groove um, really create a family moment that and it's just funny. This is like it's great fun to be able to kind of follow Grover and seeing you and your kid move in that, like funny ways is absolutely amazing.
yeah, I can't wait. I like to do daddy daughter dates every now and then, and so to maybe add that to that, go out to eat, come home, do a little dancing. That sounds like a fun experience. Another question that I've been seeing is are you guys able, or what games would you recommend? And are there any games maybe down in the pipeline that would help someone that maybe is bound to a wheelchair, that can't actually stand up and move around? What's Next Playground's thought process around that? And what could you tell our the customers that are in that situation?
So we always think about accessibility. We want to make our game system as accessible as possible. Certainly some games involving like jumping, dodging, dancing, that would um, um, certainly require more full body motion. But we also have quite a lot of games that is half body only, and we'll keep making more. Um, because being able to create some joyful movement experiences for them, sing to our heart. So
Would it be possible to maybe on the carousel to add like a little symbol so that it's like, hey, this is like, approved, half body, something like that, just so that the
Yep,
parents
we
can see
are
that?
we have that plan already.
Okay.
And that I think will be, I'm hoping to see that in PlayOS 1.7,
Okay.
where you see that game. So actually we are making a step towards that direction already. I will probably post in the community what we are doing in PlayOS 1.6, um, about that. And we would keep improving that going forward as well. So I'm going to post to the community soon about what are we doing with PlayOS 1.6 in terms of exposing more information about the game when you are selecting the game.
Okay. And I don't want to take any more of your time. So thank you so much. You've been really generous with your time.
Would
Um,
Yeah, would your daughters? You said daughter have a question. Would see that? Does
oh
she
yeah,
ask
she
already?
did. Josie. Josie, come here. Josie. All right. So Josie had one question for you. Josie, what did you want to ask David?
Can you make Starry four player?
Make Starry 4 players. Wow, that's a very good ask. I would seriously think about it. Um, so let me share with you why it's only 2 players now. This story also have lateral movement, so you're moving left and right. Um, and the 2 players can also choose different difficulties as well. So you may be dancing different things, even for the same song, right? So one is hard difficulty, maybe for the parents, and for young kid may choose normal. So we want to make sure that it's safe. And when you have 2 player can moving, in different time, and we care about not we really having enough space for the players. So make sure that the players actually have its own enough space to move so that they don't crash into each other. And that means that if you're playing 4 players, that the space you require will be huge. You will need to be living in a having pretty big living room in order to play 4 players at the same time without us like creating trouble. So we'll think about it. Maybe if 4 players that we need to make sure that everybody will be moving to the same direction, then it might be possible that we can do 4 players.
Yeah, I could
The
see, I could
safety is
see
very
some like
important to us.
viral videos of, dance parties of everybody moving in the same direction. That's actually a really good idea. I didn't even think about it that way.
Yep.
What about online play for a game like Starry? Having like, competitions with that type of game.
We need to well, thank you, Josie, for your question. We definitely think about online play. Um, and the real timeness is the latency is very important. So does is it dancing together or is it comparing a score? So we'll think about that for all our games. Which game we can enable. I think we will start with some new game first that would have the online play capabilities. And would when time comes, then we add it to more games.
All right, and I guess we'll end it with this. What's one fun fact that most people don't know about the Next Playground that you would like them to know? And then, anything that you want to tell us that's coming down the pike?
Okay, yeah, that's one thing that I like 100% coming to my mind right away. So do you know that Next Playground actually have a camera cover and it actually have a parking spot behind playground. So every time I see people like just leave that playground cover like lying around, it's like I put my hands up. We have that design, and please put it in. There's a home. There's a parking spot of that camera cover behind it. Please use that. Like the next time I see that picture, I would losing more hairs. Or people not using that parking spot.
um, anything that we should know that the next team is working on right now? I know you guys have that coming
Oh,
soon.
we will keep posting new things. I'll probably be posting new videos. in the weekend as well. We have a darts game, working on a darts game. And we can use that in the education game as well. I think we have prototype of like, okay, what, like, where's Chicago? And then, you need to kind of throw the darts to Chicago, and basically measuring how far off you are. That's like fun things that we are building, because like the next lab actually enable us to be running more experiments. And sometimes some of the experiments very fast kind of come up, and what we want people to be like, when they see that, they react to it. They would literally guiding us to do more of what people love.
All right, and
so
then for
that
those
process
that are,
is interactive.
yeah, and for the people that are watching and you have no idea what a Next Playground is, someone showed you this video. David, if you could give a message to a mother, a father, an aunt, uncle, grandparent that is considering purchasing the Next, because a lot of people on the thread are like, I'm considering it, I'm thinking about it. What's your message to those people?
So, Next Playground is an active play system for kids and families, and we literally put our hearts into building that. And I hope that when you are become a customer using that, you would feel our heart and feel our thoughtfulness behind the creation.
Awesome. All right. Well, David, I just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for giving us our very first interview. You answered all of our questions openly, honestly, and we couldn't have asked for more. And so hopefully we can do this again in the future as the Next Playground system grows. We're hoping for a big fourth quarter for the Next Playground. My wife just posted a short video of the Next Playground stand at the Target near where we live, and so that was exciting to see that. My kids were excited to see that, and so just looking forward to the future of Next. And again, just thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Man, didn't I tell you guys what an amazing interview? And I think the best part that I really got out of that interview was the fact that David Lee is just very down to earth. He's very family centered. I mean, if you guys remembered, he was sitting there taking the time to interview me, a new YouTuber, just trying to do my best to spread the word of the Next Playground system. And he's actually there watching his daughter play badminton in court. And so he's very family focused. And I believe that if he can keep that same attitude along with being open with the community like he and the team have been in our Facebook group and other social media outlets, I think there's no stopping what's going to happen with the Next Playground. And so, again, if you guys like this content, if you'd like to see more of it, if you'd like to see me do interviews with more of the team, or if you're interested, I'm interested in hearing from you, the community. I've reached out to several of you to see if you guys would like to be a part of this channel and contribute. We'd love to hear your stories. How has the Next Playground been beneficial to you and your family? And so if you're looking forward to that and more content, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Share it with your friends and family that may not really know what the Next Playground is or what it's all about. And I'm going to do my best to inform the public. And with your help, we will help the Next Playground team and system reach new heights, new people. And so this is Juan signing off. And remember, keep moving.